Where's the third slide?
Put the
I will
mic.
try my best.
Keep the mic close to you.
Oh yeah, a great leader.
I'll go to that, I know which one you
Uh,
want.
Third slide.
The next one, the third
Yeah,
point.
this one.
Yeah, the great leader is for himself and the good one is for others. Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was the reverse. I mean, great is better than good, no?
I think good is important than great because my understanding, okay, the good one lasts forever. The great will be a great for certain while. So if I'm working for myself, both of them are good, but you can pick your battle.
So is Mahatma Gandhi a good leader or a great?
He is both. According to he is both, but he is a good leader because he was a good leader because he worked for others, right? For example, a CEO of a company will work for the company because it's his own interest too. And I will be very honest, at the end of the day, the CEO looks at the profit and loss, right? The numbers. He don't look here and here. Of course he will look, but oh no, this does not make sense. I know I was working in a company in Montreal, and I'll tell you when that company got bought by another company, and my CEO that I knew him for many years, amazing person. He would honestly, I tell you, we were a corporate company, and he would be driving the car out at the end of the day, and if he see an employee walking, he'll say, "Can I drop you?" He'll stop the car and he'll say, "Can I drop you?" He was great, Mr. Rukov. But when the company bought over, they didn't know anything about the culture of the company, of that 70, 80 years of the company. And what happened? They'll say, no. I look at Mr. Rukov was a good leader. But that was a great leader because he was looking at the profit and loss. He still need to be great, right? That's my understanding, but
Something to reflect on, because in
Absolutely.
normal English, in common language, I would say great is better than good. So maybe it is something for discussion.
Maybe I can add something to it if you allow me.
Absolutely.
Greatness is something which is measured by the norms, society's norms. Goodness is something which comes from within you, and that lasts forever. Yes, Roshni? Right into that.
Thank you for your speech. Actually, I'm a Baba, and also a principal immersion when we study about Sanskrit. We learn about Gandhi principle, which is called our guru also. Satya Baba has a similarity of Mahatma Gandhi, which is the wholesome poor. And Mahatma Gandhi have a similarity of Satya Baba non-violence. In your knowledge of new generation, because I know I'm among not new generation Z, but I am between, I would say. What do you define like nowadays, which is the similarity between these two gurus that can reflect our generation to remove that conflict?
Actually, what is the conflict? I need to first know what the conflict is.
Exactly. So there's a gap of this generation, and when it comes to the gap of this generation, most of them don't have the knowledge of these two leaders. So if we have Bal Vikas, which is continuously, and these two gurus is a concept that we're spreading the knowledge. For the new generation, what would you give in terms as you're the guru nowadays? Because we are the one who is spreading that to our new generation. So what is a concept you will use for both these two leadership to spread that knowledge, to spread light, which is rushing, for removing that conflict with our new generation gap with the influence of social media nowadays?
Yeah, so first of all, I'll talk about the social media. I'm not a social media person. You will hardly see, we do a lot of work on, I always say that please take out our pictures. Last time we were at OFIC, I finally put some. But to somebody else, I told, please take it out. So it really depends upon who you are. But for the children, I think the children who are now born and coming up, they are so good. They are so good. You tell them to lie, they will not lie. They are so honest. Forget about the gurus, because the gurus will say, do not follow me. Follow scripture, whatever it is said. So I know for the fact that Satya Sai Baba never says that you follow me. You follow you. What is inherent in you, let it come out. Right? So we have that concept of following that guru or this or that, but what it needs for the children is to follow the baby steps of either Bal Vihar or Bal Vikas or wherever you are born, because you know you are born with certain I'm born as a Vaishnavite. I cannot change it. Even if I convert, it's not allowed, right? It's a rule that you are born with, sanskara we call it, right? So you cannot change that sanskaras. It's a deep philosophy. So and like our Indian, particularly religion, is like a feast. There is so much out there. You take what you want. It's a freedom. That's why it's you have to use your discrimination. Doesn't matter which pact you belong. As far as the undercurrent is the same. Mahatma Gandhi, Peace Council, Mahatma Gandhi followed the basic human values. Satya Sai Baba, basic human values. Whatever you're saying, basics. Where are they coming from? They're coming from the universe. They are one and common. Very common. We put a name and a form and a structure, but Advaita philosophy takes you away from all of that, right? So you start with a form and then you become a formless. Right? Then you are, as my guru is teaching, you are God yourself. But only that they know, we don't know. Only when you go inside, and that's why it says character building, samskaras, they are so important. Only when you know yourself, then only you can establish something for your own self and self-realization. That's my understanding. I hope I answered. Yeah. Thanks.
I think I won't use the microphone because that reverberation does make it hard for me to hear myself as well. But it is interesting the point that was raised about great leader and it made me think, okay, great leader thinks of himself, but maybe what it means is maybe they have a vision and they need to maybe not always sort of put other interests first. They have to have a vision and they have to be able to make things happen. So then it makes me think, can a great leader be flawed? Can we accept flaws in a great leader, even though leaders do have to have a good character? Can we accept that they might have flaws, that even though they might be a bit flawed, they can still help society?
Absolutely. And no one is 100% perfect. But the most important part is knowing what that is and coming up and improving to that, right? So you don't become, I still learn, right? So I do have flaws. I don't say I don't, and nobody should ever have that overconfidence that, okay, I'm flawless. No. We have to ground ourselves to the earth. When we go on the stage, we play. You are the one who is going to dance. We are not the one who is going to dance, but we have to dance, right? So it's like that, right? So, yeah.
And that was one thing I also appreciated, was how a good leader gives others a sense of purpose. I like that. And you don't always have to be leading. There's moments when you can lead and inspire others, and I think that's an important part of it.
Absolutely, and I'll give you an example. In our dance group also, there was one main dancer, he comes from Montreal, Rajesh Shanti. Oh, he's an amazing dancer. When I was introducing him to Tarunji, and I mentioned he's one of the best dancers. He's young. Although I run an organization, you have to give a credit, and when he's dancing, I even told him that when he's dancing, I can feel that, that energy coming out of Shiva. Because the Bharatanatyam is basically cosmic dance of Lord Shiva, right? And I can feel that energy, and I can see it, right? So yeah, you have to appreciate that, and we're so happy that we have a good group like that. Yeah.
And just inspiring and
It's inspiring.
encouraging others to have that purpose and to be better.
Absolutely.
Please, I want to give an example in this context. My daughter, she works for a company. It's an American company, but she lives in Canada. She was telling me a story of a very successful leader in their business, a great leader by the results he delivered. But she said everyone hates him. I asked him why. He says he's not a good man. So great leaders are admired, good leaders are revered. That's a big difference.
Thank you, Uncle. That's the example. Yeah.
Any other question? Yes, sir. I'll be back to you.
Maybe I can just speak. Yeah, I thank you very much. Very good talk. What I'd like to just mention is maybe something a little off to the side here. We get back to the idea of community. Community is largely collegial, whereas the organizations and a lot of the things that we were talking about were hierarchical. In other words, there's power, there's people in all sorts of ways. And I would think that even in some societies, particularly indigenous societies, they don't have a capacity to do things. Like they don't have jails, they don't have clinical responses, things like that. So leadership has to be collegial in some sense. So what I would say is that what leads is not necessarily people. In this context, what leads is purpose and meaning. And so everybody in this sort of organization has duty. Even under the Gandhi and the thing of duty, and that's basically what leads. Basically, the vision quest, for example, that the indigenous people, where some of these things I work in, states things like, we're going to surround our children with values and good morals and things like that, in a sense. And mimetic structures, they mimic the environment around them to survive and belong. And then as youth, you're going to find out what you want to be in life, but not necessarily to be an engineer, the kind of purpose you want. As adults, you live it, you have a duty in living it, and then as elders, you have a responsibility to pass it back, to share it again. So there's a big circle there. And this vision, that's a collective vision, is what leads. So there's no such word as leader, for example. And maybe we have to evolve past that concept that someone's a leader and somebody's not. Even Gandhi said, my life is my message. I don't think he ever thought of himself as a leader. It's pretty
We
Western.
consider them leader.
Yeah, because it was a Western concept that you're now a leader accruing power sort of thing. But he didn't, I don't think he looked at it that way.
Absolutely. And the leader will never say, I'm a leader.
Right.
Right, leader will never say a leader. Just the purpose. When Gandhi came back from Africa, when he wanted to build an ashram, which I presented in my presentation there, he looked at what the needs are, exactly what you mentioned. There were so many things going on. He said, no, let's have a simple life. Let's wear a khadi clothes. So these were the needs that he thought, and that's how he built the ashram. Yeah, absolutely. Right. No leader will say, I'm a leader.
Yeah, there's a quick model, the Epic Can model. You look at the need, what can we do for ourselves as a community, and then what help do we need from others. And in that sense, everyone has duty in that perspective.
Absolutely. And one of the yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I've been thinking about that for an awful long time, and I'm really confused. I think I'd probably be able to understand what is going on better if I knew what is the opposite of a leader.
is no opposite of a leader, because I always say everybody has capacity to lead something. So let's say it doesn't have to lead myself only, right? So it's, I am a leader of my own self. You cannot give that out. Oh, I can't depend upon, you said something about me, you said something about it. It's just their vision or their views. But more so, if I don't know myself, then I'm not the leader of myself. So the most important part is everybody is leader. There's no opposite of a leader. So, and that's what we have to build. I've not seen an example of not being a leader because, like I said, I grew up in a family that my mother always worked and my father always had, whatever things he had to do. But when I went to extended family, of course we are Patels are from village, right? So we are from village. We live next to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's village, which was 10-15 minutes away. So when I see, and at that time the concept was of joint family. And when I look at these ladies over there, how they lived, I told my Mom, you have to learn from them how to lead a life, how to lead the home. They knew exactly what to do. Just that four walls does not mean that they are not leader. If they were the Prime Minister of India, they would have done one of the best job, because you have 5 brother-in-laws, 2 elder brother-in-laws, 5 other women, 20 kids. How do you handle them? Right? And which I thought the grandma, the leader, the maid, she was amazing. And she managed, not only managed, everybody worked together. It was amazing for me. I said, these people, they didn't go to any of the school. They didn't study anything. So I admire this, each individual, and the other one became, one after the other, they become, okay, your task, this task equally managed. People come at home, eat, how the thing's supposed to be said. Oh, it's amazing. Our ancestors, what I seen in the village, they lived so happily. There was no selfishness, or there was no how much money I have, my husband get this much money. They all worked together. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he had 4 brothers, they all worked together in the farm, right? And Sardar Vallabhbhai did the hardest task. He never said, I did the hardest task, so you know what, I should get more. None of this thought exists, right? So it only with selfishness, not understanding the reality, the sanskar, as I always call, can lead to the other, to the other side. I think everybody's leader in their own ways.
We have many individuals as great leaders. There was Genghis Khan was a great leader. Hitler to his people was a great leader. Alexander the Great was a great leader. Napoleon was a great leader. Churchill was a great leader. But what have they achieved in the end? Many people died as a result of them being so-called great leaders. But at the level where you are talking about, I can understand there are good leaders within the village. And so within that small number of people, limited number of people, there could be good leaders, but they don't have to be great leaders. I think great leaders are usually destructive.
Like Hitler,
Mahatma Gandhi was unique in the sense that he included even his enemies. Like, he wasn't trying to hurt the British, he was simply trying to set free the English. And in that sense, he was really both a great leader and a good leader. Very unique in that sense.
very unique.
But I think he went to extreme in the sense that even if you were attacked, he said it's better to die as a martyr than to retaliate. That I find problematic.
That's him, and that is willpower, and that is courage, right? Not everybody can do that. You come and hit 4 times, somebody will hit, and 5th time will say, you know what, let me, you know. So he was different in that at that aspect, you know. He had that's why we call him Mahatma, right? Mahatma. So the soul, which is, you know, the greater soul, and he can do it. Not everybody can do it. So we tell him as a leader, but he's not telling him as a leader. He's not saying I'm the leader. We say he is the leader. He was a clear leader of this context.
Let's just call him a unique human being.
Unique human being, yes, whatever you can say. And leadership is not just by, as I mentioned, that every person is a good leader of your own self, right? Like you mentioned, he was good in he was a unique human being, right? And again, if you, and I'll just go back and say, which one is here? Yes, Francois de Sales. I have hardly any desire, but if I were to be born again, I should have none at all. So these people who work like that, they come with a higher purpose. And if you believe the theory of karma, and if you believe that Indian philosophical way, how it works is you just don't come like that, right? The next soul, the next life that you are going to have is a result of this life, right? So it's like build-up of things. So Mahatma Gandhi, for example, or Sir Winston Churchill, or Benjamin Franklin was not their first work, according to the Indian philosophy. Okay, so there must be several births before to go there, and that's why Saint Francois de Sales says, if I were to born again, let me be born without desire. And let the God will take it. That doesn't mean that you have to be effortless. You can't just say, oh, God will come and do this. No, He is not. You have to do your part of karma. You have to do your action, right? So it's very deep philosophy, but yeah.
Any other question? I have a question.
Yes, Sandra.
You referred to many leaders, mostly from India, some from Britain, some from France, but none from Canada. Do you know of any Canadian leaders who are known?
Well, I was just thinking of sports, because there's, leadership in so many areas, and you think of sports. Okay, so Hayley Wickenheiser, Canadian women's hockey team, like having a leader who is going to be followed. People want to follow. They believe in those goals, and it's a positive thing for everyone. Or just, political leaders and.
That's in context of either politics or social, but somebody at the national stature. You have not heard of any, have you?
No,
Mr. Pearson.
Mr. Pearson?
Yeah,
He's not talked about in a common conversations like Gandhi is.
Well, that's right, but it depends on what field you're working in. He initiated, peacekeeping forces and that kind of thing. You got Nobel Peace Prizes for them. Even Axworthy, for responsibility, did great things, great positive.
Trudeau.
Yeah, Charter of
They're all
Rights, right? Something that he created.
They're all politicians.
They're all politicians,
What are you
yeah.
talking about there?
I mean, if
We're
you are
talking
talking about
Gandhi
leadership,
here, not
if
here
you're
or any
talking about
politics.
leadership related to people following them, then even bad leaders can be successful. Hitler is an example,
Oh, yeah.
okay? Trump is an example. So, so I'm just saying that something that they do is making people follow them.
Correct.
Right?
And,
That's important to know.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Pierre Trudeau because we are here and successful in this country primarily because of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and that the fact that he repatriated the Constitution and made the modern Canada. Right? Of course, there's
And,
Mr. Pearson and all the other ones too. I'm just pointing that out, that you can look at the same person in a different angle and call them as politicians or crooks or whatever. But there is another way to look at it, and they can show their leadership.
No, I didn't call them crook, I called them politicians.
I call them.
and not going into politics, but still a political name. Stephen Harper, when he came, and when he was elected expected. We thought, what is he
Leaders
going
at
to do?
home
But he did the best
would-
economy for Canada. His name was everywhere. So I personally, this is my personal experience and my personal opinion, that I thought, what is he going to do? I mean, but he did a good job, whatever he did. It doesn't matter which party he belonged to, but he did a great job. I think he did a great economy for Canada. And my own personal example, when I came to Canada, I was in processes. Right? So I was leading, and nobody asked me to do this. I volunteered in the place that I was working. It was a manufacturing unit. It was a vertical unit. And I actually volunteered myself into so many things because I was young. I had that hot blood from India, from my father. You gotta do all of this. But Baba made me very, put me into place in many things. So, but if I remember young Punita who had come, I took the initiative of doing great things and not just to boast myself, but I am the first woman to do the automation in textile dyeing and finishing unit. You know, we are from that background. Yeah. So in Canada, because if it was in India, I wanted to be an architect. My father didn't want me to be an architect because, oh no, you have to go into field. I'm from Gujarat, from village. Said, no, you can be pharmacist, doctor, but you can't be an architect because you have to go to the field. But because I came here and I worked with the operators, literally operators, and I learned how to do things. I learned machinery. If it was in India, my father would have never allowed me to do it. So I think and thanks to Canada, that's why I'm saying that in Canada I was able to do that. Now in India, everybody does it. But back then, I'm talking about 50 years back, it was difficult for a conservative family from Gujarat who will say, no, the girls are only a pharmacist, doctor, not even an engineering field, service industry, but not be an architect or not go for the airfield or not go for the defense. Now, so many Gujaratis are in defense, right? Like my cousin now he's a civilian, but he was at one point he was South commander of South. The whole South India Peninsula was under his commandership, right? And at that time, I know there were so many women in the Air Force. Now there are more, right? So they are all we are all leaders. Just the perspective of then to now has changed, and the parents now are a little bit different. From conservative to open concept makes a little bit difference because back then they wanted to, and every concept of every genre or every age is respected. I respect my father, whatever he wanted me to do, and so it is.
I just wanted to add one hero. Tommy Douglas, I think, was a hero. Tommy Douglas
Yes.
was a hero. He brought the national health.
There you go. And
He was remarkable.
correct. And now with the Ottawa New Hospital, I think they're all really good, working with a good new hospital that we're going to get. Right? So
We have heroes. We have
we
heroes.
have heroes. We have heroes.
Any other questions? Well,
Thank you.
wrong one.
Good man, great.
Punita, you have an amazing command on your vocabulary and your eloquent speech. Wonderful. As we come to the close of today's session, let us take a moment to offer our heartfelt gratitude. First, our deepest thanks to Punita Patel for sharing her wisdom, her experience, and her inspiring reflections on leadership, on many aspects of leadership. Your message, grounded in values, service, and community, has touched us all. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping us see leadership through a lens of compassion, clarity, and courage. To our audience, We would also like to thank each one of you for spending your afternoon with us, for your presence, your attention, and your commitment to personal and community growth. Your participation gives life and meaning to the Gandhi's Legacy Talks. And as I said before, this was the last lecture of Gandhi's Legacy Talks we did from February through December, with the exception of August. And next year we will have a new series, and I'll talk about it in a moment. To the staff and volunteers of the Minto Recreation Complex, we also extend our sincere thank you for their professionalism, assistance, and warm hospitality. To our board members, a special word of appreciation goes to you all. We have, since we began this session, we have 2 more board members join us. Dr. Jagmohan Humar, he is our Director Emeritus, and he was the founding director of this organization since 2006. And he has continued to be our director of the board. And he is the guiding light for all of us. And we have Rajesh Jain, he is our vice president, and he has been director for 5 years now. So we are 5 of us right now out of 8. That's a good number. So to our board members, your guidance, your steady support, and the countless hours you volunteer behind the scenes make these events possible. Thank you for your dedication to Gandhi's vision and to our community. Your support to the staff of Minto, your support ensures that every participant feels welcome and comfortable here. We truly appreciate your partnership. In fact, today when we came here, the room was not set up. After 2 reminders, finally they came and they did such diligent work. In 5 minutes they set up the whole room, and they were very apologetic, very kind, and very helpful. And once again, to all our guests, thank you for being here, for your encouragement, and for your ongoing engagement with the Peace Council. Your presence strengthens our mission and keeps Gandhi's values alive in our community. I keep track of all the people who register for these events, and we have a total of about 315 people since the beginning who have attended one or more of our events. So that's a fair number, even though a very small percent of Ottawa's community. Ottawa is a 1 million strong community. So we are hoping to get more people next year. Now we also warmly invite you to 2 upcoming events. We have an annual general meeting, which is tomorrow. There's a meeting for the members and non-members as well. It will be from 2 to 4 p.m. at Tanglewood Park Community Center. Everyone present here is welcome. And this will be, there we will be reviewing our year. How has this year been, what we have done, what we have accomplished, and then we'll be talking about the visions for the next year, and we will get some feedback. It will be an interesting session. Please do come. You are all welcome. And then in the 2026 year, we are launching a new series. We'll call it the Peace and Compassion Forum, monthly talks for a kinder world. So this year it was Gandhi's legacy or living Gandhi's legacy. Next year it will be the Peace and Compassion Forum, monthly talks for a kinder world. And the first talk, the inaugural talk will be by Melanie Elliott. She's present with us today. And Melanie will lead a session on the ripple effect of kindness, acts of kindness as catalysts for change. And you can see with her demeanor, she's a very kind-hearted person. So we are looking forward to your session, Melanie, with lots of stories to tell, stories from day-to-day life. Actually, next year we are also launching what we call a Kindness Society workshop. So we want to really build kindness all around next year. Compassion and peace will be our theme for next year. Thank you once again to everyone. By the way, Melanie's talk will be right in this room on the 18th of January from same time, 3 to 5:30. Well, thank you once again for everyone for your presence, your support, and your spirit of community. And we wish you all a peaceful evening And we look forward to meeting you again very soon, hopefully tomorrow, and then in January. And we have some snacks, please help yourself. And I forgot to thank a very important person, Hemant Gupta, our videographer, photographer. We have a very special relationship with him. He comes at every event and gives us the video of the event and the pictures. And they will all be on the website, so the recording will be go on the website in 3, 4, 5 days. You will receive a link.